This is a Dragon Blazer production.
Coming soon to a podcast near you.
From the creators of Toy Story
To infinity
and beyond comes an all-new motion picture event. Walt Disney Pictures presents a Pixar Animation Studios film.
No! Harry, no! Don't look at the light!
I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
It's whatever the song's called. It's Teenage Wasteland or whatever. Do a podcast.
Now let me tell you how things are supposed to work. The ants pick the food, the grasshoppers eat the food. It's a bug-eat-bug world out there. Someone could get hurt.
He's quite the motivational speaker, isn't he? Let's ride!
It's the same year after year. They come, they eat, they leave. That's our lot in life. It's not a lot, but it's our life.
I've got an idea. We can find bigger bugs to come here and fight.
Now, why didn't I?
There's always a bigger bug.
Oh, because it's suicide.
Yeah.
What they needed was some help.
You're perfect.
What they got
Popcorn, stale popcorn!
was a bunch of clowns.
We're losing the audience! Get up there now!
They'll only laugh at me.
That's because you're a clown!
You parasite.
Circus bugs. I thought you were warriors.
Hey, Judy! Wanna pollinate with a real bug?
So, being a ladybug automatically makes me a girl.
It's a trap.
Come on, Francis. You're making the maggots cry.
It's a trap.
Walt Disney Pictures presents
I'm desperate! I couldn't
a
tell!
Pixar Animation Studios film.
This was not supposed to happen.
Squish 'em.
Run for your life!
An epic
I think I'm going to bat myself.
Okay.
of miniature proportions.
Rain! We don't serve grasshoppers. For the colony and for oppressed bugs everywhere.
Hello there, girly bug.
Shoo fly, don't bother me.
A Bug's Life. Coming to theaters this Thanksgiving.
Hey, turn your butt off.
All right. So,
And we are watching Quest for Camelot. How did you like that movie?
what Quest for Camelot?
I have never watched that, so I wouldn't know.
You want to know?
Anyway. Yeah.
Welcome to Coming Soon to a Podcast Near You. I am your host, Bug Blaze, and here's my bug buddy, Xavier. Not as
Talk
good.
from an entomologist right there, everybody.
I am not one of those things that you said.
Entomologist.
That's the thing you said.
Alrighty. Well, whatever. Welcome back to the thing that we are doing. We watched A Bug's Life, the life of a bug, an ant specifically, but there are other bugs in this movie, although it's mostly based on ants. Blue ants,
ones.
for some reason.
Yes. So, quick synopsis. This movie is about, shoot. I don't even remember the main ant's name. But-
Flick.
Flick. That's right.
Which I only remember because Dot, the little baby queen ant, kept screaming it throughout the entire movie. Flick! Flick! Flick, no! No, Daddy, no!
All right. So he is an inventor and clumsy, and he destroys their stash of food that they give to the grasshoppers, who are just meanies.
Yep, they are mean, bad boys.
He goes and
Which-
finds warriors to help them defeat the grasshoppers, and he finds some circus bugs, comes back.
Yeah, they're They're entertainers.
Circus bugs.
But although, I do have a question. Let's say, I don't know, I doubt you would, because I know you're not the type of person to have this kind of thing, but let's say you have a case full of ants. Like like one of those things that, like, I don't know, bug catchers take care of, a bunch of, like, ants in a box or whatever. You got some dirt, got some sand, allow the ants to burrow and make their own colony in your home. But, like, trapped in a box. Stuff like that. Let's say, I don't know, you're taking care of a bunch of ants, and then you see one of them with a frickin' chainsaw.
The ants have a chainsaw?
That's what I feel like this movie seems to me as, like, because, like, I like to imagine, like, a real life person taking care of, like, bugs as they usually do, and then one of the ants in an ant colony suddenly pulls out a frickin' chainsaw.
Okay. I mean, sure. I guess that could happen in this movie.
That's what happens in the movie, though. They pull out some, kind of makeshift ant chainsaw, some sort. Well, Flick does, at least.
The invention he makes.
Yeah, his invention is basically a chainsaw.
Gotcha.
It's a chainsaw and a little bit of a backpack as well. All in one. Which, not gonna lie, that would terrify me if I was taking care of ants. I mean, if I was taking care of ants, anything would probably terrify me, because they're ants and they get everywhere. They're rough, they're coarse, they get everywhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
So he finds these circus performers, he brings them back, and after he brings them back, he finds out that they are circus performers and not warriors.
And man, the view kind of, like, gives you that moment of dread, like, oh, it's like something like the camera zooms out, like, way away from you, and then right into your face, tells you that's when you know, like, you effed up. Or sure. Like that John Wick moment where we really like to reference a lot. Oh, you're right. Circus performers. Oh, that's cool.
He makes a fake bird, and then everybody finds out, and he gets kicked out because they're not warriors, they're circus performers. And then the Dot was the name of the little one.
Yeah.
Finds out that they're gonna kill the queen. And so she tells him, he comes back with the circus performers. His plan mostly works until the flea decides to blow it up.
Yeah. Well, that happens before they have to leave. But like they leave, he leaves. She comes to get them by BSing the flying thing. I don't know where the heck that came from. I'm pretty sure you can't learn how to swim when in crisis. I'm pretty sure that's makes it worse.
No, they don't do the bird thing until after the grasshoppers come back. They get kicked. He gets kicked out with the circus performers before the grasshoppers.
Oh yeah, the circus performers then come back and, like, perform for the grasshoppers.
That's right.
Right. This movie goes, like, back and forth a lot, kind of, from, like, inside the island, outside the island, stuff like that.
Yeah. Their plan starts to work, and then the bird gets set on fire. It stops working, and then Flick does one last ditch effort where he pretty much tricks the main grasshopper into finding an actual bird, and then the bird literally has her babies eat him alive.
Alive, by the way. Yeah, and man, this is a kids movie, and that's got to be one of the most gruesome deaths I have ever seen in a movie. Not probably one of the most gruesome deaths, but like I've seen some. It's horrifying.
I mean, it's implied death. They don't actually show it, but yeah, it's very.
He's
very
dead.
implied.
Okay. There's no way he survived that.
No, he got torn apart by baby birds.
Yeah.
Then he lives happily ever after with the queen chick.
Yep.
Movie over. So what'd you think of A Bug's Life, son?
I think it was a really good movie. Really solid, really well made, honestly. Especially for its time. Like this is basically Pixar's second movie. This is very, very great for its time. Very early 3D animation movies kind of things. I'm sure there were some 3D animated movies in between Toy Story and this. But still, it's a really good movie, honestly.
So I enjoyed it as well, but I will say that I noticed how dated the animation was. Like, you could tell, if you look around, you could tell that they didn't animate detail as much in this movie, which is fair because it's, Anyways, yeah, I just, the grass wasn't nearly as detailed. Like, I don't think it was as noticeable with Toy Story because you make like those toys, they look like toys. They're not meant to look like real. There wasn't a lot of detail needed in the original Toy Story. It's still dated if you look at like Toy Story 1 to Toy Story even 2, 3, especially 4. But Bug's Life really emphasized the dated animation, I noticed. This is probably only my second time watching it.
Play nice.
Why? I don't want to play nice.
Alright.
It's not fun.
Whatever. Yeah, this was A Bug's Life. It was definitely the life of a bug with a chainsaw. It was Chainsaw Bug.
Chainsaw Bug.
Chainsaw Bug. And a ladybug who sounds like a middle-aged man. What do you think? Just become a ladybug that I have to be a lady?
Yeah, that was a funny joke.
Yeah, it was. It was a trap.
A crop.
Also, probably a hint of racism in that kind of world because, like, I don't know. Anyways, though. So, last movie, the last Pixar movie, Toy Story, we brought up that, like, all the Pixar movies have certain actor. I don't remember his name, but I do remember hearing his voice. John Wetzenberg. I remember hearing his voice, like, once or twice within this entire movie. I remember hearing his voice. Don't remember who he played, though.
Wasn't he the flea? The conductor.
I thought so, but he sounds distinctly different than from Wetzenberg. Who voices the flea? I will look it up. Who's the voice of the flea? Whoops, not fox. The flea in A Bug's Life. John Ratzenberg. Okay.
Sometimes you should listen to your father. Your father knows things.
It's good to have a sense of deniability. for a podcast. We're trying to sound professional, and you just not being very professional at all, sir. Do I
But I
sound
was
crazy
right.
yet? Okay, yeah, you are right. But it's
But
not
I'm
about
right.
what's right and wrong. It's about John Retzenberg and his... I don't know, man. So, who is your favorite character?
Probably the walking stick.
The walking stick?
Yeah, I enjoyed the walking stick, I think. I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite character on this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of the characters really...
Were characteristic.
I don't know. This was a very... I don't know. I didn't hate this movie, but I didn't love this movie. Really on the fence with this movie.
I like it a lot, personally.
I think there's a reason I have only seen this movie two times. 'Cause I know I watched it when it first came out, but I don't think I've seen it since.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't, I don't have the distinct ability of having watched it as a kid. Because I don't know if I would have seen it as boring or not. But, I also don't really have the privilege of, knowing that since I didn't watch this as a kid. I did watch, movies like Finding Nemo and sit through that movie. And I loved the crap
That was your
out
favorite.
of it.
That was your favorite.
It was my favorite.
Who was your favorite?
But now I do have the impact of an adult grown man who who has some judginess to his personality.
Some judginess.
And honestly, I really do like this movie. This is the first time I've seen it, and it's a pretty good, solid movie. I mean, sure, the characters could be more character-y, but even then, the characters are still pretty character-y. Yes, it's a word now. I have decided.
Okay. You have decided.
I have decided.
Well, who was your favorite?
Probably the antagonist, the big grasshopper dude.
Oh, okay. Well, I also really like the dumb one, the dumb grasshopper dude.
Yeah, I think it's pretty entertaining that a lot of these Disney movies have to have that really dumb kind of weird villain person in their group.
So I was reading about that, and they wanted him in there because they felt like the grasshoppers get kind of dark in this movie, considering it's a kids movie.
Right.
And so they wanted to have that funny one, but then they were like, well, why would that, based on characters, why would it make sense that they would keep the dumb one in the group if, with the way they are? So that's why they made the story that the dumb one was actually related to the strongest.
Remember, brother!
Right. So they actually wrote him in because they wanted a little bit of levity from the darkness of the grasshoppers, and then they had to make him they also had to make him, they had to explain why he was in it.
They had to make a dumb one for some comedic effect, for some comic relief, but they also needed an excuse for them not to freaking murder him every second day.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a kid's movie, but not kid enough for the antagonist to not get freaking brutally murdered by baby birds.
Well, sometimes you die by baby bird. What can you say?
Yeah.
So
it creates even more darkness because and that's a point where these characters are really small because they're subjected to the law of the jungle. And honestly, movies that portray that are bound to have a lot of darkness in it because the law of the jungle is pretty dark.
fair enough.
Yeah.
So what rating would you give this?
I'd give it an 8.5. Pretty good, solid movie.
I am giving it a 6. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's about right there in the middle. A 6.
6 is a little bit above the middle, though. Which means you like it a little bit more than the middle. If it was right in the middle, then it'd be a 5. That's how you rate things. Or if that's how I rate things.
A little over a middle, you little shit. Alright, so.
I'm sorry, but we need to be more predictable, more consistent with our ratings. If people will, take us seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
What would you guess is the Rotten Tomatoes score for A Bug's Life?
Well, assuming that, since this movie doesn't really have a sequel, I'm willing to bet that my opinions on it probably is the minority. I'm gonna guess, for critics, 76, and for audiences, 80.
Now, I will say only about 3, I think 3 Pixar movies actually have, no, I guess a bunch of them have sequels now, don't they?
Yeah, there's
Incredibles
Toy
has
Story,
a sequel.
there's Cars.
Toy Story has Cars.
Yeah, there's Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo has one.
I mean, does Mystery Inc. count because it has a prequel, not exactly a sequel?
That counts.
All right.
I guess this is probably one of the only ones that don't, doesn't it? I was thinking there wasn't that many sequels with but there's actually quite a bit, and most of them are successful. My bad. I guess there's sequels to this.
All right.
So what are you guessing?
I said 76 for critics and 80 for audiences.
I think critics give this a 92.
Okay.
Audiences give it a 71.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Critics give it a 92.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're right on the money.
And audiences give it a 72.
I hate you.
I was off by 1.
I hate everything. Just I want to watch it burn. All the fire and the flames and the... I love you, Dad. Anyways, though, chainsaw ants are fun. But if you notice, though, I do have a bit of a stash.
Okay.
No, it's peach fuzz, actually. I don't know. I'm trying to make sure I'm shaving regularly, although I do have some sideburns.
All right.
Anyways.
So, do you have a cinemantra?
A cinemantra. Alrighty. Okay. So if we were to exclude, all the regular circus bugs or whatever, I want you to pick a profession of bugs, sort of like the circus ants, but a profession of bugs. Like describe a visionary profession that bugs would have in this kind of, setting. Do you get what I'm saying?
You want me to pick a profession other than circus performers that would take the place of the circus performers?
Not that it would necessarily take the place of circus performers, but like, I don't know, this world that this movie has set up, describes that bugs have lives, technically.
Okay.
But like, let's say these bugs, build and are worker ants and stuff like that, and other bugs seem to get drunk off of water droplets and stuff like that.
Yes.
These ones are circus performers for flies that only live for like 24 hours, apparently. Which
I think that's actually accurate.
not a lot of flies only live for 24 hours, though. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's like fruit flies. But anyways, though, like I'm asking you to describe a profession of bugs that would be a profession of bugs. It's difficult for me to make this any simpler.
A praying mantis as a prostitute.
Well, as we remember from one of our previous podcasts that we did with Ethan, he describes that they only chop off the heads of their lovers when they are in distress.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be some really terrible bug in bed for them to. Although that would be pretty hilarious on the off chance. So I'm going to give you a 9.
or they're a serial killer.
That's true, but
bug serial killer.
But that also gives me the thought that, like, who would sleep with a praying mantis? But then I also remember, like, what bug does their research on that kind of thing?
Then you remember men exist. Anyways. Sorry.
Why are you so sexist?
I mean, I'm just telling the truth of what our gender is like sometimes.
Girls do it too, You didn't know that, right?
Yes, I know that.
Some men are just too beautiful and irresistible.
Oh?
You're just too you to understand. You're not beautiful enough. Hey, neither am I, actually. But anyways, though, what about you? Do you have a cinema for me?
Shoot.
Oh, what did I just say?
If you could recast A Bug's Life, what would you choose instead of an ant as the main characters?
I choose. Okay, so obviously they're gonna be bugs, right?
They would be bugs,
right?
So we're sticking with the bugs theme. What do you think there would be a more interesting story with a different bug?
I'd like to think mosquitoes in a way, because like I like to imagine that instead of having to lure the grasshoppers to a bird at the end, they just suck its blood. That'd be even more and actually, I'm pretty sure getting mauled, being torn apart by baby birds is probably worse than getting your blood sucked.
Yeah, I think baby bird death is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think I would go with bees. Only because I
That's
think
true.
bees are pretty similar to ants.
Yeah.
Although
Only they
bees,
fly in steam.
although I don't think bees would be intimidated by grasshoppers.
That's true.
So I guess I think that would take that aspect away from the story.
Yeah. I mean, to be
But,
fair, also, mosquitoes probably wouldn't be either. Come to think of it.
Yeah. Ants are probably the best choice. I was just curious.
Yeah. That's true, actually.
All right. Is there anything else you want to say about A Bug's Life?
What do you give me for my answer? My mosquitoes. Yeah.
7.
All right. Well, that's pretty nice. Do you have a favorite scene?
I don't know. Maybe the bird scene.
Your favorite scene is gruesome murder of the antagonist?
I could be talking about the fake bird scene.
That's true. But I'm pretty sure I know what scene you're talking about.
I'm talking about the murder of the antagonist, yes.
Yeah. Alright. As for me, though, I'd like to say... I'd like to say that that it's the part where everybody finds out that they are actually stronger than the grasshoppers.
Yep.
They've been intimidated by someone that they could probably overpower very, very easily. Because, as he says, they outnumber us 100 to 1. Which, need I say also that it is incredibly stupid of them to, antagonize them just for the sake of antagonizing them. Like he literally said at that one scene that do you know why we're doing this? We don't need the food. We have enough to last us for a long time. I don't remember exactly how long he said, but I remember him making the metaphor of him pulling out the nozzle is like, hey, did this hurt? And he throws a seed at it and he's like, oh, that didn't. And he throws another one and he's like, oh, they're all laughing. And he pulls off the nozzle. It just keeps pouring out for I don't know, 10 seconds or 15 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd like to imagine what this movie would be like, but all of the insects are realistic, not computer generated with personified but the personalities are still there and you can still hear the voices, but the ants are actual ants. The grasshoppers are still grasshoppers. I would love to see that grasshopper scene with the antagonist pulling open that nozzle of seeds onto that other grasshopper, but with real grasshoppers instead of computer generated ones.
You just want to see the baby birds murder the grasshopper in real life. Nature.
I wasn't thinking about that, but now I am, and actually, come to think of it, the personification probably makes it worse, in my opinion, because there's a lot less emotion in most insects than in humans. So they definitely feel fear because they'd have to, because if they didn't, they'd basically, have no reason to not be alive. They'd have no reason to be alive. They'd see no reason to be alive at least, and they just, recklessly do things for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
But when you personify something and that personification gets murdered by baby birds while being carried by a mother bird, it's pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Alright.
anybody's gonna debate that. What do you...
No.
Anyways, do you have anything to say about it? This movie?
No, I think it's already been said.
Alright, yeah. Anyways,
Alright,
next
where
movie
can they
we'll be
find you?
watching it. Next movie we will be watching will be Episode 5 of Star Wars. One of the greatest sequels known to mankind. Which we will have
True.
to...
I'm excited.
We'll have to see how we think about it when we rewatch it for the podcast. Anyways, I am Cryokeen Artist on the YouTubes and the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the TikToks and the Twitter. I don't really use that very much though. But I'm also Snowshine Gaming on the YouTubes as well, which is my gaming channel. Cryokeen Artist is my art channel, and Snowshine Gaming is my gaming channel, emphasized by the word gaming in it. Anyways, who
Yay.
are you?
I am, who am I? Oh, Dragon Blazer Productions on the Facebook, the Instagrams, the YouTubes, the TikToks. You can also find me at Dragon Blazer Pro on the Twitters. And we're now officially caught up on our on the YouTube. So now you can go to the Coming Soon to a Podcast Near You YouTube, and there we are.
Yep, these videos will be uploaded on the Coming Soon channel first, and then the Dragon Blazer channel afterwards. I think that's what's been happening.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
they're back to back pretty much, but yeah. All right. Well, auf Wiedersehen.
Peace.
Hello once again. Please, if you will, like and subscribe onto our YouTube page titled Coming Soon to a Podcast Near You, where all these wacky podcasts where we watch movies and review them go on. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.